Hey everyone, welcome to Colleen's Kitchen. Tonight we're going to be making chicken cacciatore in my Pampered Chef Quick Cooker. I hope you enjoy. It's easy. Alright, tonight I decided to make chicken cacciatore with my Pampered Chef Quick Cooker. I invested in the Quick Cooker because one of the features it had was that you could cook chicken frozen. So I've got some frozen chicken thighs here because I'm a last minute cook. I come home and I go, oh shoot, this is what I want for dinner. I have what I need for dinner. My husband went out and bought me 3 different colored peppers. So I've got a green pepper, a red pepper, and a yellow pepper. So tonight I thought, chicken cacciatore. I have some leftover sauce from the sauce I made the other day, and I'm going to use that in the chicken cacciatore. But because we are cooking from frozen, we're going to need to put it in my quick cooker for just a little bit longer. So if I were to put in the peppers and onions and whatnot with the chicken and cook it all the way through, the peppers would just break down to nothing. So this is what I'm going to do. Typically for chicken thighs frozen, it says 16 to 20 minutes. So what I figured I would do is I would put the chicken thighs in. You always put a little bit of liquid in your Instapot or your quick cooker. I happen to have a Pampered Chef Quick Cooker. Put a little bit of liquid in, and I am just going to take these chicken thighs and I'm going to put them, and I'm not going to touch them because I don't want to have to go back and forth and wash my hands like I did in the last video. So you're just going to take your frozen chicken, and I'm going to put it right on the bottom of the quick cooker. I put a little bit of liquid in. I think I'm going to need a little bit more, and I'm using bone broth. I prefer bone broth. It's got a little bit more protein in it. It's a little more oomph. So we'll use bone broth with that. So I'm going to add a little bit more bone broth, probably about a cup of broth. And I'm also going to season my chicken with my salt. And I've got this adorable little piggy salt thing that my sister-in-law, she bought me measuring cups. And they're all different size piggies. My sister-in-law Maureen got me these, so I love this little piggy so much. I keep them on my counter, so I don't really use them for measuring cups. But I use my little piggy for salt, because I use so much salt that it's usually, I run out one every time I cook. So my little piggy lives up here, so I salted that. I'll put a little bit of pepper in, not like the last time. The thing about this pepper, it's a store-bought plastic one. And look at Carl wants to see what's going on. He sees a little tag from my produce bag, so he wants to play with that. So I'm going to throw that on the floor and keep him distracted. So we're going to grind some pepper into the quick cooker. And for now, that's it. I also have some Turkish bay leaves. I'm going to put that in now because we'll get as much flavor from the bay leaf as we can. My sister-in-law Maureen got me a bunch of Turkish basil, so she shared with me, so I'm happy to have some basil, bay leaves. And I like to use them as much as possible. And one thing you want to make sure when you're using a Pampered Chef Quick Cooker is there's your little steam thing. There's a little cloud of steam that you want to make sure that's lined up here. And you also want to make sure that this button is completely up, completely flush with the top. So that's one of the things that you really have to pay attention to when you're using your quick cooker. I'm not sure about Instapots, whether they have the same issue. The thing about if your silicone is not lined up on your quick cooker, it won't close, so you make sure your silicone around the top is all lined up. And you just put your quick cooker on, make sure everything's flush, everything's lined up, and then you just turn the dial. And I'm going to turn it to chicken and poultry, which defaults to 15 minutes. Well, I don't want 15 minutes. I want to cook it at about 10 minutes. So I'm going to hit time, and I'm just going to hit the minus sign to bring it to 10 minutes. So now it's at 10 minutes. I just hit my little start button. And while my chicken is coming up to up to pressure, I'm going to finish cutting my peppers. I didn't want you guys to have to watch me cut like you did in my last video. I'm learning as I go. Don't want to sit there and watch dicing and cutting unless you want to learn how to do it. So I diced up already pretty big chunks of a red pepper, a yellow pepper, and now I'm cutting up the green pepper, because in a pressure cooker, because it cooks in such high pressure, delicate things fall apart. And I really don't want the peppers to fall apart. I really want to have some good, bite. The last couple of times I made it, the peppers were pretty much mush, and we don't want that. The nice thing about cooking with a pressure cooker is you turn it on, you go make yourself a cocktail, and you wait for the beep. And sometimes with a pressure cooker, they say you want the natural release or you want a quick release. Now, natural release, it'll say 5 minutes. So if it comes up to pressure, it cooks for the amount of time you're supposed to cook at pressure. Then when it's all done, counts it down, it beeps at you. And then if it says natural release for about 5 minutes, then you let it go for about 5 minutes, and then you go and then you do the quick release. And I'll show you that when we get to the chicken thighs coming up. I have to tell you, it's one of the best investments I've made. I have to say that I probably use my quick cooker 3-4 times a week, and it's great because tonight is the first time I am cooking from frozen. I typically would take those chicken thighs and I would sear them, and there's a sear feature typically in Instapot, but also in quick cooker they have a sear feature, so you sear it up, just get some color on the skin. And you then add your peppers and onions and garlic, and then a little bit of tomato sauce. I've got leftover tomato sauce from my meat sauce that I made the other night, so I figured I'd use that. So I'm just going to put my onions in a bowl on the side, and of course I have my garbage bowl. And when I was prepping the peppers and onions and whatnot before I started recording, I had to have my garbage bowl. Now I'm cutting the onion in pretty big chunks too as well, because I don't want the onion to fall apart. So there's the onion. I've got peppers, and that's it for now. And this particular bunch of garlic that I got, for some reason the cloves on them are really, really big. So I'm just going to use this one big clover, and I'm just going to smash it and maybe cut it into a couple of pieces. You smash it to get the skin off. I've got one of those handy dandy silicone roller things that you could put your garlic in and roll it, and the skin is supposed to come off, but that's just another thing taking up space in my drawers, and believe me, my drawers have more than enough crap in them. So I'm trying to minimize in my kitchen. I'm trying to use the only things that I use and get rid of the stuff that I don't use. So this was a very big piece of garlic, so it looks like it would come out to about 3 cloves of garlic, so that's about enough. And I'm just going to crush it a little bit more so that it'll release all of its garlicky goodness when it cooks with the chicken. All right, while I was cutting the garlic before I put it in my bowl, my cat knocked down my camera. So we had to take a little bit break, but that was fine because nothing exciting was happening other than adding garlic to my onions, my peppers, and that's it. That's all that's in there. My chicken has come up to temperature. It cooked for 10 minutes. Now I'm going to release the heat all the way down, and then we're going to add all this. We're going to add some sauce, and then we're going to let it cook for another 10 minutes. It's got to come up to pressure, so it'll be longer than 10 minutes. That was what always used to confuse me, so with a pressure cooker. All right, so I'm canceling it. I'm going to let all the pressure out. I released a little bit of the steam before, so it's not all that steamy right now. And the nice thing about the Pampered Chef Quick Cooker is that the release is far, far away from the steam, which I really like. My cousin has a Instapot, and so does my sister-in-law. And the steam thing is right there. You have to actually touch it to release the steam. I don't like that. So anyway, there we go. We have the chicken cooked about halfway. Oh my gosh, it smells really good. So now I'm going to add the peppers, the onions, and the garlic. Fill that right up. I'm going to salt just a little bit more. Every step of the way you should always be seasoning. You season your chicken, then you add your vegetables, you season your vegetables. So every single time, every step, you season. So a little bit of salt and pepper, that's all I'm going to use as a seasoning in this particular dish. Now I was looking at recipes for chicken cacciatore, and there was one recipe that looked really, really good that I'm going to try the next time when I have this stuff. It has black olives and it has carrots. I probably wouldn't put carrots in it because I'm not a fan of carrots, and you know what? My kitchen, my rules. So if you don't like carrots, don't put in carrots. But it had olives. Oh my goodness, I lost the recipe. But anyway, it looked very rustic. I guess it's supposed to mean hunter cacciatore, so it's supposed to be a very rustic kind of dish. So I've got some leftover sauce from the other night, and I don't want to add too much. I'm probably going to add about, I'd say probably about 2 cups, or a cup, about a cup. Because we don't want it to be too liquidy. I added some chicken broth before. I think it'll have enough broth because the moisture from the vegetables and then the sauce and then the chicken, you know, the chicken juices and whatnot. I think there's going to be plenty of moisture in this to make it wonderful. So I'm going to put the top on, and then I'm going to cook it for another 10 minutes. I'll plug it in. The thing about the Pampered Chef is you have to have it lined up. Sometimes it can be temperamental, like now. So, first thing I do when it doesn't like to go up is I check my silicone ring, because if the silicone ring is not lined up, then it doesn't like to close on me. So, and it's going to give me a hard time. There we go. It thought it had pressure in it, so I just released a little bit of the pressure. You just, you know, you find out when you work with these pieces of equipment, you find out their little idiosyncrasies. So I'm going to put it on chicken poultry again. I'm going to hit time. I'm going to minus it out to about, I'm going to go 10 minutes. I'm going to hit start, and then it's going to come up to pressure. It's going to cook for 10 minutes. Then it'll be done, and once it's done, I'll put it in a bowl. You can see it. I was originally going to serve it over zoodles, but I went to the grocery store, and the zucchini were about little teeny tiny things, and I thought I wasn't going to get any zoodles out of these. So I have these wonderful, my daughter found these, and I really, really like them. So you've got these, and they're portion controlled, so they're the little minute rices. So brown rice, and they have the rice with quinoa and whatnot. So you just throw that in the microwave, put that in a bowl, and then you put the chicken cacciatore on top, and it's really going to be wonderful. So once that's done, that's what I'll do, and you'll get to see that. Go down. Almost there, because there's really nothing left. It's going to make a layer of me. There it goes, see? That means that your quick cooker is ready to open. Stand a little bit away, and it's all full steaming, and look at that. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. The chicken's underneath there, and then we'll stir it up, and we'll put it over some rice. And here we have it, our chicken cacciatore over some brown minute rice. I put the rice in the bottom of the bowl, put the chicken on top. I happen to like grated cheese, so a little bit of cheese on top. And I'm ready to dig in. So is Carl. Hope you enjoyed this video.